Most of us have been affected by cancer in some way, even if you've never been diagnosed with the disease. While cancer impacts a patient's physical health, it can also take a toll on their emotional well-being. That's where the Healing Through Art program at the Queens Medical Center aims to help.
A lot of patients that come in the beginning are newly diagnosed cancer patients, and they have a lot of anxiety. They don't know what to expect. They don't know if they're going to be alive a year from now, 5 years from now. So they're going through a very tough time emotionally. And this program really helps them to focus, be in the moment and just do something. And it really gives your mind a rest. My name is Jocelyn Chang, and I am a professional artist, but I'm also a retired oncology nurse from Queens, and I'm also a cancer survivor of thyroid cancer. In 2012, I was asked to be the artist in residence for the Queens Medical Center. They had received a grant using art as like alternative therapy with their patients. But it also includes not only the patients, but caregivers, family members, and hospital staff can join in.
My name is Feli Ebner. I'm a recently retired school psychologist. I received a phone call from my doctor saying that I had stage 3 breast cancer, and it was pretty aggressive. So the treatments that I received, they were chemotherapy, lumpectomy, and radiation. When I finally went back to work, it was about 7 months later as a school psychologist. And a funny thing, people would say, oh, you have chemo brain, you're forgetful and things like that. So I just wrote things off as just it being chemo brain, being forgetful. But what was different was I was tripping. I had seizures. And little did I know that those seizures contributed to me having 3 lumps in my brain. So I was now stage 4 with brain cancer.
I'm Felicia Marquez Wong. I'm a cancer survivor, also a retired social worker. It was 2016, I went for my mammogram and they discovered a lump on my breast. And the first big lesson for me that day was never skip your appointments, because I had missed the mammogram appointment a year before, and I just said I was busy. But you realize later is, in order for you to take better care of yourself, you have to, attend to your medical appointments and things like that. I picked the mastectomy and had a few rounds of chemotherapy, and those were very rough times. And so that's when I was introduced to healing through arts. And from the get-go, I felt like I was already receiving lots of emotional support from all of the other participants.
I am Willa Shimomura, Director of Oncology here at the Queens Medical Center Cancer Center. The program addresses the emotional and psychological aspects of cancer care, complementing the medical treatments and promoting a more holistic approach to patient care. We welcome anyone who is interested in any kind of creative outlet, and doing it through art is very powerful and meaningful. It can be expressed in the way that you draw or paint or any kind of mixed media that we are able to use. There's a sense of camaraderie and building that relationship. That is what our intention was with this program.
The socialization aspect, when we were in person as well as when we were virtual, people have created friendships. They just are curious, supportive. You know, when people are going through a tough time, sometimes they'll sit on the side and talk, you know. We don't formally, like in a support group, you know, go through everyone talking. It's like just doing art, supporting each other, having fun, and everybody's encouraging and actually positive with seeing other people. It's like, wow, how did you do that? You know, it's kind of that kind of support through art. And it is very healing.
I remember this one time where we were making jewelry, and of course I wanted to make these really big earrings because I didn't have any hair. And then I realized that I had neuropathy in my hands as well as my feet, and so I couldn't hold things. And so, my goodness, you know, these ladies came up and they helped me crimp up things, and Mary especially, and so I was able to wear these really big gaudy earrings to my chemotherapy, and that was, I felt like I had the support of, you know, all the ladies from the group while I was having the treatment, and it made me more courageous.
I really am glad that I found this class. I love painting. If I had a choice of major when I was in high school, I would have chosen to be an artist. But, you know, with Asian parents, you know, that didn't fly. So they wanted me to get a career. And so anyway, when I saw that this was free, it was related to cancer patients, I thought this is perfect for me right now. It didn't feel like it was a class, it was just you having fun.
A lot of people think that they should be good at art before they join a program, an art type of program, but you really don't need to have talent because it's about discovering your own creativity. And people don't know what's actually in them, and that's my job, is to kind of pull it out of them, teach them simple techniques in watercolor, acrylic, or collage, and then they're like, oh my God, I made that. they're like really surprised.
It is amazing what they can come up with. They may sit there as like, you know, I really don't know what to do. I'm not really talented. And then next thing we know, it's like the most beautiful piece. You know, it's unique, you know, in a sense, because it's something that they created with their heart and their minds.
Hey, good idea, Mary. You got texture with that pink on there. Isn't it kind of fun? Yeah.
Jocelyn is an amazing art teacher, and she just very kind and very compassionate, and I think it has to do with the diagnosis that she had with and her experience with cancer. She has a way of allowing you to just really be creative as well. She never tells you, oh, do it this way, you know, do it the way you want to do. So it felt like we were all in some creative mode. And I think when you do that, you forget about your own experience, your own cancer struggles there.
I kind of joke around to my family about this, that I'm a school psychologist, and my whole life I've been putting recommendations in my reports that they should practice self-care. And sure enough, exactly what I've been writing, that's what I'm prescribing myself, doing something that you enjoy. So this for me would be painting and really seeing the results, putting it on the board, sending people cards, things like that.
The art show is a highlight, and it really is, because they create the art. I teach them how to mat the artwork. We use standard frames and try and keep it economical, but also how to put it in a frame, how to put the wires on and, you know, put it on the wall. And when they see it framed, they're like, oh my God. You know, they're like pretty blown away with what they've done. Usually when you have an art show, people want to know about, you know, who's the artist, what motivates them to do what they're doing. So I asked them, I said, you know, you can say whatever you want to say in the bio, share whatever you want to share. And a lot of it was a lot of gratitude and how the art helped them, or the program helped them, and the friendships helped them. That's the part that makes it worth doing. It's made a difference, let's just say that. It's made a difference in a lot of people's lives. A good kind of difference, you know.
The community support of the program demonstrated through the public exhibitions of the patient's work has raised awareness about the challenges they face as a cancer patient. It helped reduce the stigma associated with cancer.
2022, when we first had our assignment, we were told you can paint whatever you want, and so I just did this. My hair fell out, right, because of chemotherapy. So I drew my face, no eyes and everything, because I wanted to highlight my hair. They were all falling off until my daughter-in-law helped me shave it off. And so it was really hard. It was really hard. But when I did this, I wanted to represent how, you know how they say God knows every single numbered hair in your head? Well, when I lost my hair, each hair that grew back was a person, people that helped me. So I have family, friends, healthcare team, and I listed all these people's names.
I do have a favorite, and it's this one. I titled it Bloom, and it's a collage. And actually, underneath all this, I had written a lot of words that was just for me, and then I was able to just cover it. But I wanted to showcase this part, that cancer doesn't wait, neither should you. So, get that testing done, and because when you're doing self-care activities, this is one of them that you should be doing, is trying to determine what's going on with your body, and if it's something that you need to discuss with your doctor, you should do that. But a lot of fun creating this, and I think anytime we're doing art classes, you just discover more about ourselves.
I feel very supported by the people here. They actually know me. It's nice to be known, to be recognized, and you could actually say this is like my second family, because where in the world would you find friends with chemo, with radiation? Thank goodness that I found this avenue. I have not been approached by anyone else to attend any kind of service such as this one, so I'm really grateful.
What do I get out of the class? I think for me, it's also the ability to grow from the art experience. It's also just establishing friendships with the people who come to the program. I think just being part of an art community allows you to just grow to a better person. I appreciate all that has been presented to me, and I try to incorporate that in my daily life.
What I hope that the patients get out of this program is they find something within them that they didn't know they had, and making art and feeling joyful. It's like living life, finding something you can be happy about or proud of. It's very meaningful. So to me, that's the success for me being a teacher, is helping them find that joy. And they've found it. I've seen it so many times.
Mahalo for joining us. It's because of viewers like you that we get to share stories of accomplishment, resilience, and compassion. If you would like to support our mission to advance learning and discovery through storytelling, go to pbshawaii.org and click on the Donate Now button. For Home is Here, I'm Kala'i Miller. Ahui ho.